up, everyone? We are here in the Jurassic room, and today we're going to be heading on yet another Jurassic World toy hunt, and this is pretty exciting because Jurassic World Rebirth is finally out on DVD, Blu-ray, and digital, so I'm excited to try to find a copy to pick up for my collection. Outside of that, there are still some figures that I need to pick up for my collection as well, and all kinds of random Jurassic merchandise out there in the wild. So with all that being said, let's head out on this hunt and see what I can find for my collection. Alright, so we are at our first stop outside of Walmart, and I'm not sure if we're gonna find any new figures for my collection, but I'm super excited to see if we can find Jurassic World Rebirth finally on DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K for my collection. I'm very excited to finally own the movie and be able to watch it at home anytime, so let's head in and see if there's any new figures, or more importantly, let's see if we can leave with the new movie. So here we are on the toy section, and I wasn't really expecting to find anything new like I said, but look at this, guys. I found the new Series 3 Chaos Theory minis, and it's a completely fresh case. I hate that they ripped the back of the box. That really sucks, but I was not expecting to find these. This is really awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through all these and get the different codes so that I can get one of each, which is really exciting. But other than that, it looks like they've just got the same Jurassic World Rebirth toys that we've seen for quite a while. Nothing new. I guess the only new ones I'm looking for are the new gigantic thrashers, like I said on the last couple toy hunts, but that doesn't even matter right now because I can't believe we found these new minis. So again, I'm gonna go through all the codes, find all of the different ones for my collection, which will be cool, but that is really exciting. Now let's go over to the DVD section to see if we can find Jurassic World Rebirth and make this an even more successful first stop here on this toy hunt. So here we are over in the movie section, guys, and here we go. We've got Jurassic World Rebirth Collector Edition, Blu-ray plus digital code right here. I guess they don't have the 4K one right there, which is unfortunate. So I may actually just buy this Blu-ray one and use it to watch the movie, and then buy the 4K one when I can find it and use that one to keep it sealed. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm super happy to finally find the new movie. Now over in the pop culture section, they have a little clearance aisle, and look at this, guys. They've got this Godzilla x Kong the New Empire 3D motion graphic poster for $5. I remember seeing this like a year ago at Walmart's, and it was $30, which I thought was just a ridiculous price for this little thing. But for $5, that is just an absolute steal. So I'm definitely going to be picking up one of these for my collection. So we got some more cool stuff here. Now I was going through the actual clearance aisle, and I found a Hollow Earth crystal right here from Godzilla x Kong for $1.25. That is crazy cheap. I don't know why I'm finding all kinds of MonsterVerse stuff on sale. I'm gonna look around and see if I can find any more of these for this price, but we've got another thing to pick up, which is fun. Alright, so now I am outside of Barnes & Noble, and it said online that they have Jurassic World Rebirth in 4K in stock, and they actually have the Steelbook version as well in stock, and they will price match their online prices, which is the same price as Walmart and stuff, which is pretty cool. So I'm excited to see if I can find both of them in there. Since I couldn't find it at Walmart, it seemed to be sold out. So let's head in and see if we get lucky inside of Barnes & Noble. So here we are inside of Barnes & Noble's, and I came up to the movies, and here is Jurassic World Rebirth, and I found the last copy of the 4K one, which is what I was looking for, and with the 30% off price, it's about the same price as Walmart, so I'm very happy that I can finally pick the movie up. Goodness. It also said online that the Steelbook is in stock, but I don't really see it here, so I am going to ask a worker and see if they have it somewhere around, but if not, I'll at least be able to get the regular 4K version. Now, as I was coming around the store some more, they still have the Jurassic Park chess set here, which is cool, for $49.99. I never picked this thing up. I need to get around to buying that eventually because it is really, really cool. And then as I came over on the back wall, they've got some Legos up, and they've got some of the Rebirth ones and some of the ones before. But look at this, guys. This is the first time I've ever seen this Rebirth Lego set in person. This is the Raptor and Titanosaurus tracking mission, which is really, really cool. I'll probably wait to pick this one up to see if I can find it at Target or Walmart, but it is really cool to see here in person for the first time. So again, I am gonna ask one of the workers and see if they have the Steelbook somewhere or if they sold out, but if not, we're at least gonna leave here with Jurassic World Rebirth on 4K, so I'm pretty excited about this stop. All right, guys, so they had the Steelbook up in the front of the store. This is super exciting. I'm gonna get both versions and I'm gonna open the regular 4K one to watch and keep the Steelbook sealed, but this is super, super sweet and I'm really excited. All right, so now I am outside of Target, and again, I'm not expecting to find any new figures, but you never know. Maybe they could have the gigantic Thrashers, but I was told by my friend Paul that the Hammond Collection Stegosauruses are going to a 30% off sale, which is pretty good, so I would definitely like to stock up on some of those for the collection, herd building, or even for the Jurassic store, so hopefully we can at least find some of those, or maybe something new. So let's head inside and see what Target is looking like this week. So here we are on the toy section, guys, and like I thought, there's nothing really new to see. Again, they do have some of the newer figures though, like the new Strike Attacks, as you guys can see, and I think I saw some of the new Wild Roars. Maybe I didn't, maybe I'm just remembering from a different time, but there's nothing really too crazy to see. And unfortunately, I couldn't find any Hammond Collection Stegosauruses, and I just checked on the app after looking, and it says they don't have any in stock at this location, but we may go to another location a little bit later on this toy hunt to see if we can find them. But other than that, there are a couple clearances just in case anyone was waiting on some figures. We've got the 93 Classic pack right here down to $17.49. Not that great of a clearance, but it is still something. Well, here's a pretty good clearance, guys. The Chaos Theory Slash and Roar Therizinosaurus is now 50% off, down to $15.74, which is a pretty good price for any of you that have been holding out on that figure. But other than that, there's just nothing really new to see here at this Target. But maybe, again, like I was saying, maybe we'll go to another Target and see if we can find some Hammond Collection Stegosauruses to stock up for the collection. But it looks like at least this stop right here at this Target is going to be leaving me empty-handed, but it is no worries. All right, so now it's the next day and I couldn't help myself but head to another Target. Hopefully we're able to find some Hammond Collection Stegosauruses this time on clearance or just anything else cool. So let's head in and see how our second Target is treating us. So here we are on the toy section, guys, and I did find one Hammond Collection Stegosaurus, but this box is unfortunately thrashed. Look how beat in it is. That is actually really sad. And I went up to scan it as well, and it's actually not 30% off. So maybe that's a sale that didn't run for very long. I'm not quite sure. So I'm not going to be picking that one up. Maybe I would if it wasn't in such bad condition, but we'll wait to see if we can find some nicer ones, or maybe we'll order some off Target.com for the future herd collecting or for the Jurassic store. But as I was looking around, as you guys can see, they do have a pretty good stock of figures, a lot better than there was at the last Target. But behind this Power Devourer T-Rex, there was a couple Hammond Collection figures hiding. As you guys can see, we've got a brand new Velociraptor right here, only one left, and the box is in great condition. We've also got a Stygimoloch, one left, and the box is in great condition. And we've got a Troodon, one left, and the box is in great condition. And when I was checking on Target.com, it doesn't show them in stock here or at any stores anywhere around anymore, or online purchase. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up these three since they're in great condition to have some extras for herd building or for the future Jurassic store. But overall, this Target is a lot more successful than the last Target we stopped at. Unfortunately, there wasn't really any good Hammond Collection Stegosauruses for us to get, but these three right here were a complete surprise. So we're not gonna leave this Target empty-handed. We're gonna pick up all three of these beautiful Hammond figures. And actually, before I left Target, I realized something, guys. Someone had told me recently that the EO Triceratops had a slight variant to it, and I remember a couple toy hunts ago talking about how it had a packaging variant where one of them had a hole that you could actually hang the EO Triceratops from right here, and the other one just had a hanger off the back. And I'm now realizing that the paint is slightly different. The one without the hole has a lighter paint right here, whereas the one with the darker hole has darker paint, which is pretty cool. And the EO Triceratops is 50% off now to $13.49. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this variant right here, which is different from the one that I have in my collection. So not only will we get these three Hammond Collection figures, but we're gonna get this EO Triceratops as well, which is pretty exciting. All right, so now we are outside of Ross, and this is a Ross location that I haven't stopped at in probably 2 or more months. So hopefully they've got some good stuff inside like I've been seeing some people finding online. So let's head in and see what this Ross is looking like. So here we are inside of Ross, and I was able to find some pretty good stuff, guys. The first thing I found was this Battle Roaring Beckel Spine Axe for $12.99, which is a great price. Now, I do have extras of these for my collection already, and I have seen these at discount stores before, but it has been a little while, so that is pretty cool to see. And then as I was coming around over here, I also found another Jurassic Park 30th Anniversary Mega Egg, which is also cool, but again, something I've seen many times, and I don't really need them since I already have extras for my collection. But here is something sweet, guys. Look at this. I found this Jurassic World Imaginext set right here, which I haven't seen anywhere but Walmart and Target. It's got like Dr. Wu and everything, and I think this thing was like $50 at the store. Look at this price, guys. $8.99. Are you kidding me? $8.99 is dirt cheap for something like that, and even though I don't collect a ton of Imaginext stuff, I cannot say no for that price. So we're definitely gonna pick this up so we don't leave this Ross empty-handed. But other than that, we did see a few other Jurassic items, which is pretty promising to see. It looks like the discount stores are starting to be good to us again, and we're gonna go ahead and pick up this pretty cool set right here. Now we are back in the Jurassic room, so let's take a look at what I got on this week's toy hunt. So here is everything that I picked up this week for the toy hunt. So let's take a look at all of it, starting with Jurassic World Rebirth on 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and digital code collector's edition, which is really cool. As you guys can see, I actually opened this one up. As you can see, the plastic's not on there anymore. And I rewatched the movie this past weekend. And honestly, it was my third viewing. I saw it 2 times in theaters. And on my third viewing, I actually enjoyed the movie a little bit more than I did the first 2 times. I kind of picked up on some of the Easter eggs and just kind of looked over some of the flaws of the movie, but overall it was still very enjoyable, and I'm super happy to now have it and be able to watch it whenever I want. Also, I got Jurassic World Rebirth again, but in the limited edition steelbook version, which is super pretty. As you can see, we got the Quetzalcoatlus on the front with Scarlett Johansson or Zora Bennett, which is really cool. I'm gonna leave this one sealed since I opened the other version, but this is very sweet, and I'm happy to be able to get it for the collection now. Next, we've got the new wave of Chaos Theory Minis, the Series 3, and I was able to get all 12 of the different assortments, as you can see down here, guys, which is really cool. The only bad part about it is the display box was torn, which is a little bit sad. Hopefully I can find a display box in the future that's not torn and swap it out, but I am happy to get this new series of Chaos Theory Minis. Then we had to pick up some extra Hammond collection, guys. So the first one we got here is the Troodon, which is a super sweet figure. We also got the Hammond collection Tiger Velociraptor, which is also a really nice one and one that I was excited to get. Again, I did already have these, but I haven't seen them in stores in a while, so I had to pick up the extras. And then the last Hammond collection I got, of course, is the Stygimoloch, and I'm very impressed with how good the condition is on all 3 of the boxes of these figures, so it made me just have to pick up the extras for the collection. Then we got the variant EO Triceratops right here, which was 50% off, which is really nice. It's got a little bit of darker paint right here, as I was saying earlier in the video, and it has the tab punched out right here. So that's what makes it the variant, but also this is just really cool to get another one that's a little bit different and to get it 50% off. Next, I got this giant Jurassic World Imaginext set right here that comes with Dr. Wu, a Beckel Spine Axe, has all kinds of cool features, as you guys can see. And I think this thing was like 50 bucks at Walmart or something like that, and I found it for $8.99 at Ross. That definitely renews my faith in the discount stores, so that we'll be checking a little bit more to hopefully find more awesome deals like this. Then on clearance, we got the Godzilla x Kong, the New Empire 3D motion graphic poster, and I know it was on clearance from $30 down to $5, but when I got up to the register, it actually rang up $3, which is even cheaper, so I'm super glad I got to add this to my collection. And then the last item we got is this Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire Hollow Earth Crystal, which again, I believe the retail on these was $7 when they were out, and I got this one for $1.25, which is crazy cheap. Not quite sure what I'm gonna do with it, but I did look around the store for more and couldn't find any, unfortunately. But either way, I'm super happy to get a clearance deal like this, and I'm happy with all of these new additions to my collection. Want to see more awesome Jurassic content? Then hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so that you don't miss any of my content. Also, check me out on Instagram and join my Discord server for so much more Jurassic fun. The links to everything will be in the description below. Check out more awesome Jurassic videos here.